The first day of our trip to Jekyll was in Savannah. We stayed first night at La Quinta Inn. La Quinta is a Spanish word. It means behind Denny's. The first day's lunch was at Mrs. Wilkes. Ms. Wilkes serves family style, 6 tables, 10 to a table. You meet a lot of nice people, mostly tourists. The fried chicken was the best I've ever had, except for Minka's. The vegetables were country style, done perfectly. Good. We toured Savannah on a trolley tour. They have carriage tours also, horse-drawn. You see a lot of old buildings. The wrought iron work and courtyards remind you of New Orleans. After Ms. Wilkes, it was out to Tybee Island. The first stop was Tybee Pier and a geocache. There's a picture of Minka holding the geocache. It's a micro cache. While we were there, we met John and Joy. I took their picture from the pier down on the beach. John and Joy got engaged on this trip. I sent John the picture. He really appreciated it. We went across the street to Tybee Town and met with BG. On the way back from Tybee, we stopped at Uncle Bubba's and had lunch. Paula Dean's brother is Bubba. I'm Bubba. They wouldn't give me a free lunch. On the way to Jekyll, you have to cross the Sidney Lanier Bridge. Sidney Lanier was the poet laureate of Georgia and wrote The Marshes of Glen. Across the Jekyll Causeway is the Jekyll Island Bridge, the M.E. Thompson Bridge, which crosses the Jekyll River. We checked into the Hampton Inn, which is the first new hotel built on Jekyll Island since 1974. It's really a nice operation. We told them we were there for our 50th anniversary, and they upgraded us to a king studio with a balcony. Nice place. The Jekyll Island beach has not changed much except for the island moving south. The north end sand is carried to the south end, and eventually Jekyll Island will touch Cumberland Island, but that's probably going to be in another 500, 600, 700 years. It takes a long time for that thing to move. I like Jekyll Island in the mornings the best. We went out onto Driftwood Beach, one of our favorite places on Jekyll. We saw deer tracks out on the beach. When I was a kid and we used to come to Jekyll Island, we used to see wild boar tracks. The millionaires brought in wild boars to hunt originally back in the early part of the 1900s. You can see St. Simon's Island across the way. St. Simon's Lighthouse is visible. Jurassic Pond is another of our favorite places on Jekyll Island. Not many people know about this location. It's hidden away in the middle of the island. There's a tree back there where storks nest in the springtime. It's overgrown with wisteria now. I don't know if they still nest there. We'll have to go back in the spring to look. Over by the amphitheater, a couple of turkey vultures were resting up on the light rig. They were looking down at me. We saw a big flock of black vultures over by the marina. Got a good close-up shot of one of them. Ugly fella. Here's our old pal Allie Gator. He was welcoming us back, hoping we'd brought him something to eat. We had dinner one night at the Crane Courtyard. Really pretty place. Got some good photos of my favorite model over at the ruins of the old Horton House. This is the ruins of an old grain silo we found. Haven't ever seen this before. The convention center in the center of the island is still under construction. Great Dunes Park next to the convention center is now open. It's got a 4,500 square foot event pavilion, picnic tables, picnic pavilions. The connected beach access is handicapped accessible, which includes mats to allow wheelchair access across the soft sand. Thanks for joining us on our trip to Jekyll Island. Hope we can all go back down there soon.